parents and students, and welcome to Oviedo High School. I'm Dr. Trent Daniel, principal of Oviedo, and I'm so glad you took the time out of your schedule to learn about Oviedo High School. Tonight, we're going to share information about AP courses, regular curriculum courses, the arts, and athletics. So thank you for coming, and go Lions! Have our Oviedo High School Athletic Director, Jen Daugherty. She's going to share with you information about athletics at Oviedo.
Good evening, and thank you for attending this year's virtual curriculum night. My name is Jen Daugherty, and I'm the Athletic Director here at Oviedo High School. I hope this brief overview of our athletic department helps answer some of your questions. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out via email. Oviedo High School Athletics is a member of the Florida High School Athletic Association and the Seminole Athletic Conference. Within the FHSAA, we participate in the largest classification based on our student enrollment. The Seminole Athletic Conference is comprised of all 9 high schools within Seminole County. We offer 31 sports teams within 3 seasons throughout the school year: fall, winter, and spring. You can find all 31 sports listed in our Guide to Oviedo Athletics, which is on our school website. This guide will also include season start dates for all sports. At this time, please note that not all exact dates are available, as those dates are set by the FHSAA, but this should give you an idea of when the sport you are interested in will officially begin. It will also contain an overview of several of our athletic department policies. Please take a look at this along with other information on our school website. The website will be updated regularly with new information as it becomes available. As you enter high school athletics, know that it does get very competitive. At Oviedo High School, we are the home of champions and scholars, which is easily seen through our success in numerous departments on campus, as well as in athletics. Last school year, even with the shortened spring seasons due to COVID, we produced a tremendous amount of success, highlighted by an academic team state championship, 6 individual state champions, and 3 team state champions. We were also named in back-to-back years the Seminole Athletic Conference All-Sports Champion, as well as back-to-back FHSAA Class 9A All-Sports State Champion. This year, we are off to a good start again with a state runner-up finish in girls swimming and 2 state championships in girls bowling and boys swimming. We are excited to see the continued success in our winter sports seasons as well as our spring sports seasons. To participate in any of our athletic programs at Oviedo High School, you must go through the athletic clearance process. The first step is to get a sports physical. This physical must be completed on the FHSAA and SCPS EL2 physical form. This form can be downloaded on our school website or on athleticlearance.com. Your physical, along with several other documents including proof of insurance, FHSAA video course certificates, parent or guardian ID, and your birth certificate, will need to be uploaded to a new online platform called athleticlearance.com. This platform is used by all high schools in Seminole County, as well as the FHSAA. Once all items have been uploaded, your file will be reviewed and you will receive an email stating that you have either been approved or denied. If you are approved, you are good to participate, and your coach will be notified as well. Your coach will then be able to access your emergency contact information as submitted in athleticlearance.com. If your file gets denied, please note it is not final, but you will also receive an email with what is missing from that file. The most common errors are missing signatures on the physical and missing the physical date of exam. Once you have taken care of any missing items, your file will be reviewed again, in which you will hopefully be cleared. We highly encourage you take care of this process early and register for all sports you intend on participating in. You can find the full step-by-step instruction sheet on our website that will have a very clear guide to this process. As you get ready for high school athletics, keep in mind that many sports have workouts over the summer. These workouts begin after the last day of school and typically run through June and July. Keep an eye out on our school website for updated summer information. You will have to be cleared through athleticlearance.com to participate in any of these workouts. Also, please note, the FHSAA has set the start date for fall sports as Monday, August 2nd, 2021. This date is before the first day of school. Please take note of this as many fall sports will begin tryouts or practice on that date. Tryout information will also be available on our website when it becomes available. Thank you again for attending this evening, and please feel free to reach out via email if you have any additional questions about Oviedo athletics. We look forward to having you next school year, and as always, go Lions!
Next up, we're going to hear from students and hear about the benefits of advanced placement courses. Not only does it give you college credit, but it also prepares you for the rigors of a four-year university. Thank you, students.
Hi, my name is Ashton Fields. I'm currently a senior at Oviedo High School, and I'm going to briefly talk about my experience with AP classes. So I've taken a total of 17 AP classes in high school. Now that may sound really daunting, but I built up to that. I took 1 my freshman year, 3 my sophomore year, 5 my junior year, and then now I'm taking a full 7. And I think this is a really logical path to take because you can see how you're handling a certain number of classes and then determine if you're capable of taking more next year or if you need to take a step back. So in other words, I wouldn't not take any AP classes your first 2 years of high school and then sign up for 5 your junior year. Definitely easing into them will work in your favor. So what I love about the AP classes themselves is that they're extremely engaging. You know, we have thought-provoking class discussions. We cover a broad array of subject areas. And most importantly, they build up excellent critical thinking skills. And I especially noticed this in my AP social studies classes. So I took AP Human Geography my freshman year, AP World History my sophomore year, and then AP US History my junior year. And I noticed that the skills that I learned in AP Human Geography carried over to those other classes. And so that was kind of like an aha moment for me, like, wow, I was really glad that I took that AP class my freshman year because it kind of built a foundation for me.
Another speaker tonight is Miss Kimberly McKernan. Miss McKernan teaches AP Human Geography, a very popular AP course for 9th graders. And now, Miss McKernan.
Welcome, future freshmen. My name is Miss McKernan, and I will be your teacher if you choose to take AP Human Geography next year. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the course in hopes of having you join me for the Q&A session to hear more. When people hear human geography, they immediately think it's about memorizing places on a map. Yes, it is part of it, but a small part. In reality, this class is the study of so much more. It's about the interconnections between people and places. What is human geography? It's the study of people and how they interact with the environment and each other. As we take a look at the first picture, you'll notice steps in the side of the mountain. The people in Asia created these steps in order to catch water from the monsoon rain, which allows them to grow rice. As we look at the sports complex on the right, we can tell that sports are something that is important to this group of people. This is that human-environment interaction, how people are affecting the landscape of the world. Students, you will be consistently prompted to focus on the questions, where are things located and why are they there? For instance, when looking at this map, your first thought is, okay, this is the population, these are where the people are. The red has the most people, the lighter colors, there's not very many people there. We then take it the next step further and look at it and go, why is it distributed that way? It's not just the climate or the physical features, but also the cultural practices of the people living in those countries that play a part in how large or small the population is. As we cover each one of the unit throughout the course, students, you must understand that each unit is a building block to the next unit. Because at the very end of this course, for the AP exam, you will be doing multiple choice questions that cover all of the units, as well as 3 FRQs or 3 free response questions that you will need to be able to prove that you have learned and understand all of the units that you see here on this slide. Benefits of taking AP Human Geography. Challenge you to think critically and abstractly. Where are things located and why are they there? If you can prove your answer when we're having the discussions and are able to have a different answer than what your neighbor had, that is that critically and abstract thought process that I want you to get to. Better prepares you by teaching you time management and forcing you to study. I know a lot of kids that usually come to my class have never had to study, and one of the biggest issues that they run into is the fact that they don't know how to study. So I embed some study practices within my class, as well as telling you, hey, this is happening then, this is what you should be doing a little bit each night in order to have that time management down packed before you hit college. Concepts that are taught in my class translate into other subject areas, making them easier to understand. Of course, when you take my class and then you go from my class to AP World History, the FRQs in my class translate into that. It also some of the topics that we cover translate into world history, US history, government, and economics. But my class also translates into students have told me that they knew some things in their English class and their biology class because of my class. What is AP Human Geography with We Service? This part of the course is new to Oviedo High School. So the first part that I talked about, AP Human Geography, is a regular class that has always been here. This one's new. This one, students must complete the application to be considered. If there's more application than seats in the class, qualified students will be selected by a random lottery. And depending on what is going on next year will depend on if this class actually happens. When we look at this class, engages students in service learning, take what you have learned in the classroom and apply it to real life situations. Students will be working to find solutions to community issues while working on their leadership, collaboration, and analytical skills, and learn how to become civically responsible. And by taking this class and completing the service part of it within the class, students will be able to earn bright future hours. So in short, why take AP Human Geography? When you look at these three pictures, AP Human Geography will help you understand what these three pictures are really truthfully showing you in the world that you live in and the plan for the future. So my hope is that you join me for my Q&A section. And I'm here to answer any questions that you may have. Hope to see you there.
And finally, for tonight is Miss Sarah Riley. She's our Director of Guidance. She's going to share with you the curriculum and graduation requirements. Sarah?
Welcome to the Oviedo High School Curriculum Night presentation. These are the Oviedo High School counselors. If your last name begins with A through DEB, you have Mrs. Lightsey. DEC through HA, you have Mrs. Riley. HB through MEA, you have Mrs. Bird. MEB through R, you have Mrs. Washington. S through Z, you have Mrs. Vosberg. And ESE non-gifted, you have Mrs. Valentine. The guidance secretary is Mrs. Williford. And parents, if you want to schedule a parent-teacher conference, you schedule these with Mrs. Williford, and they are held Monday through Thursday at 2:30. All current Oviedo High School students will receive their registration materials between January 28th and 29th in their English class. If they don't have an English class on campus, they can get the materials from the front desk. If they aren't on campus at all, they can check their school-issued email address for all materials. All of our feeder middle schools will receive the registration materials in the courier, so you can check with your middle school counselor. This is the registration process for current Oviedo High School students. The registration process. Your current core academic teachers, your English, Math, Science, and Social Studies teachers, will enter the next academic course they suggest for you to take. Example, if you are a 9th grader in Algebra 1 Honors, your current Algebra 1 Honors teacher will enter the next course for you to take that they recommend. They may pick, for example, Geometry Honors. They will meet with you during class to discuss their selection. If you and/or your parents would like a different class, for example, Standard Geometry, you need to discuss this with your teacher. If your teacher is in agreement with this change, they will change their request for you. If the teacher is not in agreement with the change, your parent would need to fill out and sign the parent waiver section on the course registration card. Then your counselor will change the request in Skyward. This is the only way it will be changed in Skyward. If your parents do not sign the parent waiver section of your course registration card, you will be placed in the class that your teacher recommends. Registration cards will be distributed through English classes. If you do not receive your card, you can pick one up from the front office. If you are not on campus, you can check your school-issued email address for all materials. The students are only entering their elective course requests into Skyward for next year. Students without computer access may turn in their course request cards and the counselors will enter the elective course requests for them. Important dates. From February 27th through March 2nd, students, you will be able to enter your elective choices into Skyward. The core classes will already be entered by your current teachers. All course registration cards are due on March 5th. You will turn your cards into your English teachers. If you don't have an English teacher on campus, you can turn it into the front office. If you are not on campus at all, you can email it to your counselor. This is the registration process for current middle school students. The middle school counselors will show the middle school students the registration video that OHS sends to them. The middle school counselors will then give the students a curriculum guide and a course registration card. They will then send all completed course registration cards to Oviedo High School by March 5th. This is what the Oviedo High School 2021-2022 course request card looks like. I want to point out a few important parts of your course registration card. The part that's circled here is the student email address and the parent email address. Please list the email address that you check most often. If we need to contact you about your course request, we will contact you through email. On this part of the course request card, you will list the classes that you want to take. So for instance, this student has listed their 4 core classes at the top: AP Lang, Pre-Cal Honors, Physics Honors, and AP US History. Below are the elective choices. For this student, they've listed Spanish 3, Digital Info Technology, and AP Stats. Right here is where you will have your teacher's initial that they have approved you for this course. So notice under Spanish 3 and AP Stats, those are elective classes, but you also have to get the teacher's initials to allow you to be in those classes because those are higher level classes. Here you will put the number of credits that each class is worth. You can see in this example, each of these classes is a full year class, so they are each 1 credit. The total is 7. The total should always be 7. If you have some classes that are semester classes that are worth half a credit, 0.5, you need to mathematically make sure that this section equals to 7. In this section, you will write your alternate courses that you would like to take, so your second, third, and fourth choice electives. We want to try to give you your first choice electives, but with a school of 2,400 students, that's not always possible. So if we can't give you your first choice, we would still like to give you your second, third, or fourth to get you in a class that you still have interest in. This is the parent signature section. Please make sure that your parents sign this course registration card. You have requested an AP class. So for this student, they've requested AP Lang, AP US History, and AP Stats. Your parents will need to sign this section of the course card. This is the parent waiver section of the course request card. So you can see in this example, the teacher did not recommend AP US History for the student, so they did not sign under the teacher initials section. So this is where your parent would sign and then put the class that they would like to waive you into. So this is saying that the parent would like to override and have you take AP US History. If this section is not filled out, you will not be put into AP. Dual enrollment. Academic dual enrollment requires at least a 3.0 unweighted GPA and a college-ready test score on the SAT, ACT, or PERT. Be careful with dual enrollment. You need to make sure that you are academically ready and mature enough to take a college class because you are starting your college transcripts. And if you happen to do poorly, that can affect four-year university admissions, scholarships, and financial aid. If you plan to take a dual enrollment core class and have never taken one before, you will need to fill out the application and the registration form. Once that is complete, we will change your request on Skyward. If you plan to take a dual enrollment elective class, you can sign up for the dual enrollment course code when you request your elective. If you do not turn in the dual enrollment information by the end of the school year, you will be taken out and placed in an elective here on campus. Virtual school. It is open to all students. Seminole County Virtual and Florida Virtual School are available during or in addition to your school day year-round. If you register for a virtual elective on your schedule for next year, you must request the actual Seminole County virtual course by March 5th, the same day your registration cards are due. If you don't register for the actual virtual class, then you will be dropped from the virtual period on your schedule. You can register for virtual classes 6 months in advance. So for instance, on your course card, you might put virtual, elective, off-campus, 7th period. Then you would need to actually go to the virtual website and request the actual class you're going to take. So let's say you're going to take psychology. You would request psychology. If you do not do this, then we will take the virtual period off of your schedule. If you are planning on taking a core class through Seminole County Virtual School next year, you will need to request the course online. Once you have registered for the class, we will change your request in Skyward. If you don't register for the actual virtual class, you will stay in the class here on campus that your teacher recommended for you. To register for a Seminole County virtual course, please go to www.scvs.us and click on the big rectangle that says Register for Courses Here and follow the instructions. Virtual school. If you are an incoming 9th grade student to Oviedo High School and are currently taking a virtual class as part of your 8th grade curriculum, you need to finish that class and make sure your middle school has the records and transcript for your completion. At that point, you can change your school path to Oviedo High School so you can request the virtual class you may want on your schedule for next year. That way, we can see them and then approve them. If you request a virtual class on your registration card for next year, you must request the Seminole County virtual course by the end of the school year. If you don't register for the actual virtual class, then you will be dropped from the virtual period on your schedule and placed in a class on campus. You can register 6 months in advance for virtual classes. So for example, if you wanted to take English 1 honors virtually next year, on your course card, you would put English 1 honors virtual off-campus first period. So we would give you a virtual period on your schedule first period. Then you actually need to go to the virtual website and request English 1 honors so you can actually be requesting the English class. Only seniors are allowed to have modified schedules or off periods. It is not recommended for college purposes to not have a rigorous senior schedule. Please take note of that. To qualify for a modified schedule or off period, seniors must have at least a 2.5 GPA, be on track for graduation, have no more than 5 unexcused absences during the previous semester, and have transportation that allows them to leave early or come late. You cannot stay on campus. Schedule change policy. If you need to make changes to your course request after you turn in your course registration card, you can email your counselor. If it is a level change, for example, English 2 honors to standard English, your parent will need to send us the email to request this change. Students can also request a schedule change during the first 5 days of each semester on the electronic schedule change form. Schedule changes are not guaranteed. Changes will be made if it is approved by the administrator and if there is room in the course requested. Please note, when you request a schedule change, other classes, including lunch, may change. If you absolutely don't want anything else to change, you need to write that on your schedule change form or the email that you send us, or the electronic form. But know that that may make your schedule change that you're requesting not possible. Graduation requirements. You need to complete the required specific 26 credits. You need to have at least a 2.0 GPA. You need to pass the 10th grade level FSA and the Algebra 1 EOC. You have to participate in the Biology, Geometry, and U.S. History EOCs, and you must complete at least one online class. For the 26 required credits, you must have 4 credits of English, English 1, 2, 3, and 4, 4 credits of math that must include Algebra 1 and Geometry. Your 4 math credits must be earned while you're in high school, so if you've taken Algebra 1 and Geometry in middle school, those will count as electives for you, but you must have 4 math classes while you're in high school, 4 credits of science, and you must have biology, 3 credits of social studies that must include world history, U.S. history, and government and economics, 1 credit of PE, half of that must be personal fitness, 1 fine arts credit, and 9 elective credits, including 1 online class. It is recommended that college-bound students take 2 years of the same world language. To be considered a 10th grader, you need to have earned at least 6 credits. 11th grader, you need to earn at least 12. And to be a 12th grader, you need to earn at least 19 credits. And then to graduate, you need the specific 26 required credits. For the class of 2021 and after, the Bright Futures test scores have changed. The needed score for the highest level of Bright Futures is a 1330 on the SAT or a 29 on the ACT. For the next level down, the score is a 1210 on the SAT or a 25 on the ACT. This is a change from previous graduation years. Parents, if you do not already have a Skyward Parent account, please get one so that you can monitor your students' grades and attendance. Parents, please go to our Oviedo High School website often for a lot of important information. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. You do not have to have a Twitter account to follow us on Twitter. You can send a text to 40404 with the message follow Oviedo_high, and you will get the messages directly sent to your cell phone.
Thank you for joining us tonight. And now we're going to have breakout sessions where you can hear about our AP courses and ask questions to the AP teachers who teach those courses. Open up the PDF and click on the right file. Thank you and see you around. Go Lions!